Alright guys, so we're continuing on with my react event to the Rob Gavagan YouTube channel. So far we've looked at celebrities who accidentally killed people. Well, not accidentally, I guess in some cases they intentionally killed people. And we looked at some really creepy animals, right? Now we're going to do scary ghost encounters. You ready for this one? Alright. I recommend, if you're the faint of heart, get a phone nearby so you call 911.
Without doubt, one of the greatest mysteries of our world. Do they exist
Ghosties,
or not?
ghoulies.
Chilling stories of encountering
that looks so
specters are as ancient as the tongue of mankind. And saying eyewitness accounts are
that's definitely real.
Is a grave understatement.
Alright, here we go. Ghost encounters. Yes. Yes. So before we start this, someone had actually asked me, do I believe in ghosts? Okay. I don't necessarily disbelieve in ghosts. I've never seen one. And I'm the kind of person that I'm analytical and skeptical. So if I had ever seen evidence of something existing, you know, but I've never had any kind of a supernatural encounter ever in my life. The one time ever, when I was a small child, okay, I remember being asleep in my bedroom and hearing a noise in the middle of the night. And I looked out into the hallway. This is when I lived with my parents, obviously. I'm a small child. I looked out into the hallway, and I distinctly saw the shadow of my uncle walking through the hallway. Okay? Just a shadow. Not his body, but just a shadow on the wall that looked exactly like my uncle. And I got terrified, and I called my parents, and they ran up. They looked all around the house. There's nothing here. You were half asleep with maybe one of those waking dreams. That's about it. I've never ever had anything like that ever. And by the way, no, my uncle did not die in my house. My uncle was very much alive and well. So no. No, I've never had it. Maybe if I had a supernatural situation in my life where I felt like something like that had happened, maybe I'd believe it. I don't believe it. At the same time, you know, I'm open to belief. So I guess we'll see what happens here. Maybe this video will convince me. Probably not. Okay. Here we go. Rocky Hill.
Antebellum mansions all across the southern United States carry notorious histories of sweat, blood, and maybe a few spirits. However, one particular plantation home seemed to attract the supernatural even at its construction. Rocky Hill Castle in the 1840s, a charming abode in the Alabama countryside.
A castle in Alabama? That just sounds weird to me, because when you think castle, you think like European. I would never think they built castles in the United States, but they did weird shit back then. Okay.
That belonged to James E. Saunders and his wife, Mary Frances Watkins. After the French architect completed the brilliant home, James, though a wealthy man, could not pay the expenses. Infuriated, James yelled viciously at the architect, refusing to pay him. The Frenchman left in a fury, cursing the mansion and its deceitful occupants. The architect passed away shortly after. Meanwhile, James and his family were dining merrily when a loud beating noise resounded from the cellar, rattling the entire frame of the house.
Wait, that's the cellar? How would you like that to be the cellar of your fucking house? No thanks. That definitely looks like a Dark Souls dungeon area right there.
As if somebody was destroying the foundation. When they investigated, they discovered nothing but empty darkness. This occurred numerous times, especially when the family gathered around their piano. Later, James added a tower to Rocky Hill Castle, which he used to hide Confederate soldiers. 2 unnamed soldiers died from their injuries and were buried in the family cemetery. It is believed that one of the dead soldiers attracted the phantom of his deceased maiden, who appeared routinely, walking listlessly in the tower before fading. One day, as Mary approached the stairwell, an ethereal woman descended the stairs in front.
Is it supposed to be the picture of it? Or maybe it's not, because I don't see anything, right? I don't see anything.
Of her. James often teased his wife about the ghost that she claimed to see, but stopped when he had an experience of his own. One day, James went to retrieve a bottle of wine from the cellar, but froze in terror upon seeing the same ghostly woman sitting on a box, smiling eerily at him.
Hello.
He backed away and slammed the cellar door shut, forgetting about his wine. After many other spectral incidents, James's family left the house. Throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, families frequently moved in and out due to the paranormal activity. Eventually, the spirits of Rocky Hill Castle finally claimed the mansion as their own until 1961, when it was demolished. However, it is said...
What the fuck is that? Oh, this is real. If you go to the woods, you'll find this face in the woods. It's terrifying. I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed at the fact that there was no actual, like, photo. I was hoping there would be, like, a photo. Oh, here's you know, what they claim is a ghost. Because I like looking at that kind of stuff. I hope that they'll have some stuff like that. But anyway, there's the ghost. There he is. That's hilarious. A fucking face in the woods. AJ, that's up to you. AJ Gamer is saying, I'm interested in supporting you further, either a Patreon pledge or increasing the membership level on YouTube, which is preferable. Whichever you prefer. Between those two, I don't really have a preference. Patreon, I would get, like, for example, with Patreon, I can basically withdraw that whenever I need it for help, but I'm sure you're not going to be doing a $4,000 Patreon pledge. It's not a big, you know, it's not a huge difference if you decide to pledge to a Patreon or up your membership here. Either one, you know, would be nice. Thank you for either one. This is the photo. This is the actual photo. Oh, I see. Oh, it's
darkness
terrifying.
Still lingers over the grounds.
Okay, the shadow over Battersea.
From wraiths in formidable castles to shadows darting through subterranean tunnels adorned with bones, it seems as if spirits cannot help but occupy Europe's enchanting lands.
Okay.
But
Europe.
there are some cases that stand out from the rest.
Ghosts, stay over there in Europe. Don't come over here.
In the small district of Battersea, London, rests an ordinary house on Eland Road that holds a forbidding past. Its former occupants, the Robinson family, began to experience unsettling events in 1927. 86-year-old Henry Robinson was a resident for 25 years and lived with his son, Frederick, and 3 daughters, Lila, Kate, and Mrs. George Perkins, who was widowed and had a 14-year-old son. On the evening of November 29th, the family was terrorized by a loud rapping all throughout the house and a ceaseless
rapping. Kanye had broken in. He was a little tipsy that night.
Knocking from the outside, which shattered the window panes.
Whoa.
When Frederick found the courage to investigate, he found chunks of coal and coins had fallen upon the conservatory, breaking the glass.
From where?
When it happened again weeks later, the family asked the police to monitor the house, suspecting vandals were to blame. Still, the coins and small objects once more fell upon the house. Police couldn't explain the phenomenon. Then, on December 19th, the washerwoman told Frederick she no longer wanted to work in the house after she uncovered a pile of burning embers in the outhouse, despite there having been no fire. Another night, one of the sisters...
She found a pile of burning embers in the outhouse, but there was no fire. Well, embers don't necessarily mean there's going to be a full-on fire. You can start, like, embers can actually emanate or start from a simple spark. But it doesn't mean that it's going to completely take fire and become a giant burning inferno. You know? That sounds to me kind of like a commonplace thing. I don't think that would creep me out. You know, wondering where the hell coal and money is coming from breaking my fucking windows over and over. I mean, it could be a bunch of annoying kids, you know, but I don't think anything so far has been very supernatural in this particular case.
Witnessed the hall stand shaking on its own, tipping over. Frederick caught it, but an invisible force aggressively pulled it out of his hands and threw it down the stairway, breaking it in two. One morning, the knocking persisted until a window broke and a thick-set chest of drawers collapsed to the floor. Eventually, the local press wrote about the incidents and caught the attention of British psychic researcher and author Harry Price. Harry paid a visit in January and noticed severe damage to the house, noting the accounts of Kate, Mrs. George Perkins, and Frederick. The following evening, Frederick was apprehended by the authorities to be psychologically evaluated, but was later released. Police did not believe he orchestrated the events, especially since his absence did not stop the pandemonium. But with time, the occurrences diminished, Eland Road became quiet, and the Robinson family was finally, for reasons unknown, left in peace.
I don't know. That one sounded like a bunch of... That one sounds like bullshit. Like, oh, things are hitting my windows and breaking them. Oh, we found an ember in the outhouse. Oh, a painting fucking smashed itself. I don't know about that. So, you know, when it comes to the paranormal, sometimes things are completely unexplained and there's really no way to rationalize it. And then other times it's kind of like you could easily rationalize it, but then there's a series of events and then you got to wonder if, like, more than so, oh, okay, it's a ghost or it's a supernatural phenomenon. Was there just an ongoing feeling of, like, people thought something was wrong and therefore events just kind of fabricate themselves? You know what I mean? Like, take a look at the stuff that they just talked about. None of it seemed related at all. The windows are breaking. There's an ember in the outhouse and a painting smashed itself. Like, what? I don't know about that. That sounds like, that definitely sounds like bullshit to me. I don't, you know, first one, okay. They're hearing all these noises and people are seeing ghosts in a tower. All right, you can't really prove or disprove that one. The second one there was kind of bullshit. I don't believe that one at all. Okay. Let's continue. Lingering Phantom.
The lush landscape of rural England is scattered
Beautiful.
with innumerable legends, and
Look at that
among
view.
those legends is one that has bestowed a curious image upon mankind. Raynham Hall was a lofty country house built in 1619 by Sir Roger Townshend. Nearly a century later, in 1713, Charles Townshend, the estate's second Viscount, married Dorothy Walpole, the rumored mistress of another prominent count, Lord Wharton. When Dorothy's husband discovered the affair, he locked her away within Raynham Hall to pace the halls alone, separated from her children. Sir Roger told everyone that she had passed away,
Oh, wow.
conducting a fake funeral to corroborate his claims.
She was stuck in there
Officially,
forever.
Dorothy perished of smallpox in 1726,
Wow.
but others claim she broke her neck after being pushed down the main staircase. Since her death, the number of ghost sightings at Raynham increased, with the first occurring in 1835. During a Christmas party, a guest claimed to have seen a woman in brown wandering the halls. When he neared her, she turned to face him, revealing hollow eye sockets. 1 year later, a man named Captain Frederick Marriott requested to spend the night at Raynham Hall to disprove any ghostly claims. During his stay, a spectral woman carrying a lamp grinned menacingly at Frederick in the weak, flickering glow.
Menacingly.
Terrified, Frederick took a shot with his revolver, and the spirit dissolved into darkness. Throughout the years, the occupants of Raynham Hall encountered the lady in brown. Then, in September of 1936, a photographer and his assistant from Country Life magazine visited the house to take pictures. After taking the first shot of the grand staircase, the photographer and his assistant noticed an odd, wraith-like figure descending the steps. Their photograph of the misty entity has become one of the most widely recognized images of the supernatural.
So this is the picture. Okay. This is what I was waiting for. I wanted to take a look at some evidence of something. Okay. I mean, the thing is, this is old, right? Like, this isn't, like, modern at all. This is very old. Hold on, I want to go back a frame.
To this day, descending the steps. Their photograph of the...
Okay. So that's the picture. So, I mean, honestly, what do you really see there, right? When you're taking a look? I'll 100% tell you exactly what that looks like. that looks like a statue of the Virgin Mary, or you know what I mean, like like almost like a religious figure, and it looks like it's been forcefully superimposed over the original picture. That doesn't look like anything realistic, right? And here's why. If you take a look at it, you can even see around the edges of what it's supposed to be, it's darkened, right? As if, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like they use some kind of old-timey technology to superimpose an image over an image. I don't know what. I'm not a photographer. But it looks like they were like, oh, well, if you want it to look like a ghost, use an image of something that's in everyone's head already. Well, you know, the Virgin Mary, everyone who's Christian knows what she looks like, right? So it looks like they took like a picture of one of those, like the Madonna or the Virgin Mary, and just found a way to. That does not look legit to me at all. I don't think that's evidence of anything, especially because it's completely set in the center of the staircase, right? Perfectly centered, no interaction with anything around it whatsoever, and it even has a border around it. So that looks bogus to me in every possible way. Now, I don't know. Some people in the stream chat are telling me this picture was actually disproved recently, like in the last few years. I don't know about that. All I know is from my personal perspective, that looks like fake as shit to me. That doesn't look real in any way. So, okay.
Misty entity has become one of the most widely recognized images of the supernatural. To this day, the Townshend family are still rightful owners of Raynham Hall, and we can only assume they still see the infamous Lady in Brown.
That's it? That was another lame one. The first one so far was the creepiest and most possible. That
Attics are places that many individuals dread. Okay. The stuffy air and the enveloping darkness, where one never knows if there is something ill-intentioned lying in wait. In November of 1988...
Whoa, that's creepy already. We didn't even get started. That's creepier than anything we've seen. She's like, I want to eat your soul. Oh my God. Dude, we don't have to continue. We can end the video on this freeze frame. Jesus Christ. If you see that, you start running. You don't even... Oh, no. Oh, I got a woman in there. She's really fucking weird, dude. All right, let's just leave the door locked forever. We'll just condemn the building. We're not going back in there. Sounds good, dude. All right.
Jackie Hernandez and her 2-year-old son moved into their new home in San Pedro, California, in hopes of turning over a new leaf. Jackie's catastrophic marriage ended, leaving...
What is with these pictures? What is this? Is she purposely trying to look fucking creepy? Oh my God.
Her pregnant, but the nightmare was just beginning. The family cat...
Oh! It's just a cute cat. Okay, the family cat
exhibited abnormal behavior, chasing unseen things throughout the house, but Jackie ignored this. However, she couldn't ignore when pencils were flung at her from their pencil holder. After this, Jackie realized something wasn't right.
The ghost of a dick-headed child who wants to throw pencils at you. It's not even like it's not intending harm. It's just a troll. You hit with spitballs and you get wedgies. You sit on whoopee cushions in your house. Like, son of a bitch! You annoying fuck.
Collapsed for no apparent reason, and a sticky substance leached through the kitchen walls, while muffled voices could be heard emanating from the attic.
A sticky
After
substance.
Jackie's
come on! Dude! Why? Why are you showing me this? What? That's hilarious. Hold on, a sticky substance. A sticky substance, and then you see that face. I gave her the sticky substance. Oh. I can't. Okay, I gotta stop. Oh God, that's hilarious. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue with this one. He looks like a banned YouTuber. Good God. What the fuck, dude? Alright, hold on. I gotta compose myself so we can continue. Dude, that order of events, she found a sticky substance coming through the wall, and then it goes to this face. He had to have done that on purpose. Okay. The trolls finally captured themselves on film. Here they are. All right. Let's continue. Oh, boy.
Samantha was born in April of 1989. The true horror commenced. Frightening.
Wait, you're not going to explain what that was? That was just a complete... It had nothing to do with the video. It was just a random frame thrown in there for no good reason. Okay, let's continue.
Dreams disturbed Jackie's sleep. One in particular of a man being beaten to death near the San Pedro harbor.
Ow.
One night, Jackie got up to use the restroom and discovered an old man with gray skin sitting on the side of her son's bunk bed.
What?
Before she could react, he vanished into thin air. Jackie later saw the same old man peering down at her through the trap door of the attic. The unearthly occurrences fascinated paranormal researcher and parapsychologist Dr. Barry Taff. Barry and his team came to Jackie's house to conduct an investigation, armed with video cameras and infrared detectors. After hearing shuffling in the attic, they climbed through the trapdoor to investigate, and the photographer had his camera wrenched from his hand. He gazed across the room with a flashlight to see his camera lying perfectly in a small crate. Later that night, the investigators took samples of a bizarre liquid oozing from a light switch and shipped it off to a lab to be tested. The results said the substance was blood plasma from a male. Dr. Taff and his crew later returned for another investigation, taking to the attic again. As they cautiously walked through the darkness, a clothesline abruptly caught hold of the photographer's neck and began to strangle him.
Whoa, what
his
the
partner
hell?
didn't realize what was happening until he snapped a photo of Jeff desperately struggling to free himself. After freeing the photographer, Dr. Taff's team left immediately. Jackie decided to move back into her husband's trailer 300 miles away. The sinister activity followed, however. One day, Jackie and a few neighbors were putting a TV into a shed when the old man materialized on the screen.
Oh, hello.
That
So
night-
the old man actually had his own TV show. That's remarkable. He went from haunting people and choking them with clotheslines and throwing their cameras around in an attic to actually being on, like, national TV. I wonder how he brokered that deal. He must have a really good agent. Okay, I'm sorry, but the pictures of the dude in the attic look so fake. He's like, oh, he realized what was happening. Here's some pictures of a guy with a clothesline around his neck. It's like, dude, think about this, okay? You're in the attic. Supposedly this guy's a clothesline being wrapped around his neck. So you take a picture of it. Oh shit, let me help him. No, let me take more pictures of it as he moves into other positions and is continuing to be choked. What? What? I think this one is pretty bogus too. All right.
Jackie heard a wrathful pounding originating from the shed. Once more, Dr. Taff came, only this time they brought a Ouija board.
Oh, good.
It revealed to them that the specter was a young man who was murdered in the San Pedro harbor in 1930. His killer was the original owner of the San Pedro house. Jackie researched and dug through archives, matching the spirit to a sailor named Herman Hendrickson, whose body was found in the surrounding bay waters. She also identified the old man as John Damon, the builder and first resident of the San Pedro house. Since the fearful event, the ghosts have left Jackie and her family alone. However, to this day, neighbors still hear shuffling in the attic.
Why was the sailor's face blurred? Oh, he's very ugly. Some people actually said that that's the worst part of the story. If you see his face, you could just die on the spot. Thank you, AJ Gamer. He's upgraded his channel membership to Ultra Supporter level. I appreciate that, AJ Gamer. Thank you so much, man. Awesome. I actually like your profile picture. It's a cute pug. A pug dog. Very nice. Yeah, I had to say it. This one sounds ultra stupidly fake. And whoever this guy is, this paranormal investigator, I don't know, man. Oh, what we like to do when we investigate is we always bring a Ouija board because those are very vetted as a source of information from the supernatural. Oh. That's why they sell it at fucking Walmart, right? Okay.
Of the San Pedro house at night.
All right, that one was bullshit. I'm sorry, that one definitely was. All right, something wicked.
Hauntings are usually relatively tame. Perhaps a common household item goes missing or a door opens by itself. But there are some instances where a spirit
hello,
can
Mr. Boy.
threaten
Look
lives.
at that boy.
In 1973, Jack and Janet Smurl fled Hurricane Agnes with their 2 children and moved into a duplex in West Pittston, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Jack's parents, John and Mary Smurl, purchased the home for only $18,000, but it was in dire need of renovation. While Jack and his family occupied one side of the house, his parents resided in the other. The family spent many hours fixing up their quiet home, and for the first 18 months, their lives were fairly normal.
Okay. What's going on? Profile pictures? I can't see most people's profile pictures. They're too small on YouTube. They're seriously like so tiny. I can't even tell what they are. I can't, the reason I saw AJ's is because when he re-upped his membership, it blows it up and has that feature on the screen. I can't even see your guy's profile picture. I click on it. I can't even see anything. Okay, let's continue.
That all changed in January of 1974, when several inexplicable events occurred.
See you later,
a
Derek.
television set suddenly caught on fire. A mysterious stain emerged on the new carpet,
Ew.
and water pipes constantly leaked.
Wait a minute. A stain appeared on the carpet and water pipes leaked. So the pipes leaked on the carpet. I already have an explanation. TV exploding? Yeah, it's called you bought a bum TV. It's a lemon. It's a piece of shit. That would happen if you bought a piece of garbage.
And after being repaired. The remodeled bathroom had also been severely scratched, as if a wild animal had clawed the floor, sink, and bathtub. The incident
that one's
worsened
weird.
for the Smurl family in 1975. Putrid smells drifted through the air. Dawn, the eldest daughter, frequently complained about people floating in her bedroom.
What?
Doors opened and shut for no reason. Random footsteps resonated throughout the house. Toilets flushed by themselves, and
Really weird middle-aged bald men stumbled in front of a camera when it was out of focus. Disturbing.
empty chairs rocked on their own. By 1977, the family accepted that their house was indeed haunted. But with 2 young children, Shannon and Karen, the concern only grew. By 1985,
again,
the
it's the same
hauntings
man.
turned dangerous. Jack's parents heard abusive and vulgar arguing from the other side of the house, but Jack and Janet hadn't been fighting. In February of that same year, Janet began hearing her name called by a malicious voice while doing laundry in the basement. The house often became bitterly cold despite having a proper heating unit. Black, shadowy figures also moved through the home, staring at members of the family before disappearing. A ceiling fan fell inches from Shannon, almost killing her. Jan and Jack were dragged out of their beds in the middle of the night.
By that?
The German Shepherd Simon was thrown several times. Scratching noises persisted through the walls, and Shannon was hurled out of her bed and down the stairs by an unseen force. In January of 1986, the family contacted demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren to
Okay, this is cool. The Warrens. These are what they really look like. See, I've never seen the Warrens. I know of them because I lived in Connecticut, and I remember hearing about them and learning about them through living in Connecticut, like school and stuff. I think I heard of them once, and then of course we've all seen The Conjuring, right? And The Conjuring 2, and The Conjuring 17, and The Conjuring 472. And then there was Annabelle, and Annabelle lives, Annabelle dies, Annabelle kills, Annabelle eats a delicious spaghetti dinner. We've seen all those. So these are real paranormal investigators. I don't know if they're still alive, but they were very, very well renowned, and they were actually in Connecticut. So here we go. This is interesting.
investigate. The Warrens also brought Rosemary Froy, a nurse and psychic. As they walk through the house, the Warrens question Jack and Janet about their religious beliefs, the current state of their family, and if they had ever been involved in the occult. After meticulously inspecting the home, Rosemary told the Smurls that their house was inhabited by 4 spirits. The first was a friendly elderly woman. The second was a restless girl. The third was an anguished man that had died in the house. And the fourth was a vicious demon.
An asshole.
The Warrens and Rosemary urged Jack and Janet to display religious symbols throughout the house and have praying sessions regularly. Unfortunately, this did not stop the demon from assaulting Jack and Janet. Catholic priests visited the Smurls' home on several occasions to try and witness the demonic activity for themselves.
I do have an interesting question about something like this, okay? When you have a documented haunting, okay? Not just, oh, I felt some bumps in the night, but if you have an ongoing history of events, and then they send someone like the Warrens to the house, right? Wouldn't you think that, like, if there really was a demon or a ghost or something in that house, wouldn't it go after the Warrens first? Wouldn't it be like, oh, these assholes are, you know, they probably know something, or they seem to know something about our presence or existence. So wouldn't they, like, try to be like, go after them, right? Kill them, get them. Because they're the ones who are going to expose. We don't want people knowing that we're in this house. We want more victims to come in. We want the, you know what I mean? Wouldn't they go after them? Because isn't it weird that, I mean, almost every documented case that I've heard of anything like this, it's always the people who own the house or live in the house who get attacked constantly. But then when others come in, yeah, okay, we found evidence, but why do they not get attacked, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is documented evidence, but I don't know. Like, it always seems to me like they're only after the people who live there. And that's weird. If you have experts, supposedly, the demonologist came in. The supernatural investigators, the Warrens, came in. Why not attack them? Right? Don't you? Because if they're the ones who are stopping the ghost or the demon, obviously they don't want to get stopped. So why not try to kill or impede upon the person trying to stop you to begin with? Ed and Lorraine Warren passed away in 2006. Thank you, Kagome. I did not know that. I don't know anything about their current whereabouts. That's sad. Well, not sad, I guess, but as long as they didn't die in a fucking ghost killing them. Now I'm going to feel really bad if I said that. 61 second man to me, $1.50 says, I was out for a bit. Did you order the barbecue? We did order the barbecue. It's on the way. It's coming in about an hour and a half, roughly. So, and I was looking forward to it. We got a good variety of stuff for today. You know, hopefully the barbecue food's not haunted. Okay, let's continue.
But never once had a negative experience.
See?
In 1987, the family left their home.
So paranormal investigators come in. Oh, we don't have a negative experience.
But the demon followed them to their new residence.
What?
An exorcism was performed in the Smurls' new home in 1989, and the demon finally ceased its destruction. The story has been dissected by journalists, television producers, priests, and skeptics of the paranormal. Today, Jack, Janet, and their family continue to live undisturbed. That's all for now. True crime and creepy content is being demonetized on YouTube, making it harder for me to create this content for you. If you would like to help fight this change and keep...
That's weird. Is that true? Creepy content was being demonetized on YouTube in 2017? In 2017, everything was being demonetized. 2017, KO Gaming was demonetized. So I don't think it was just him that was a target. I think everyone was getting fucked on YouTube because their algorithm didn't work. Okay. So, that was Ghost. I don't know. Honestly, I think I like the other videos better because I think the ghost stuff is so easy to debunk that it ends up not being so scary. You know what I mean? Like they say, the truth is stranger than fiction. So hearing about how, you know, an actor or celebrity killed someone, or looking at these really creepy creatures underwater that really exist, might actually be scarier to me than the ghost stuff, you know? Okay. So, what would you guys like to do next? Here, let's zip back over here. So, Seriously Strange, Twisted 10s, which are countdowns of 10 things. Maybe we should do a Twisted 10. We didn't do one of these yet, right? Maybe doing one of these countdowns would be pretty interesting. Caught on camera. People who should not be alive. Holy shit, that might be interesting. The serial killer documentaries are on the longer side. They're anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes long. So if we watch one of those, we really have to commit to it. What do you think? Snow Curl, thank you for the $1.50 tip. And I appreciate the kind words, but the other part you already know is you're trolling and you're being stupid, so I'm just going to ignore you. You think I'm dumb? I'm not. Ruby did a super chat and says, Rob did to Robin Williams what was just done to Kojima. Like I said, I think that was just bad picture placement. Because if you didn't know that was Robin Williams, the actor from the series, you'd be like, oh, that was the ex-husband who attacked the woman? So it's kind of funny that happened that way. But, no, I don't think it was that bad. What should we do? The thing is, there's so much on this channel, right? We did a couple Twisted 10s. I didn't even realize that. We did a couple. What to do? Cemeteries with bizarre backstories. Chilling hotels. Real chilling event caught on a security camera. How about this? How about... So, see, here's the difference, okay? This one is actually caught on camera. We're going to see documented video. And it could be supernatural. It might not be. It might be something just messed up. This one? This sounds interesting to me. We don't know what we're about to see. I have no idea. It could be supernatural. It could be a crime taking place, right? All right, I think we'll jump into this one. Let's jump into this one. We all know that at least nothing's happened with me that's ever been caught on camera. Thank God. Can you imagine? All right, you know, okay, never mind. It's security cameras. I was going to say, wouldn't it be funny if I was in this? No, this is just security cameras. All right. I think we should watch this one. The cameras were on the whole time. The cameras were on the whole time. All right.
This episode of Seriously Strange is brought to you
All
in
right,
part
hold on.
by...
Let me make sure this is not an ad that I have to skip. I don't think it is. No, that's okay. If there's ad placement, I have to kind of skip it. Okay.
Will be the eyes of cameras watching. For many, security cameras are not only to monitor the safety of a particular place, but are also a safeguard for the mind. We feel like there's something protecting us, or perhaps a record of the truth if anything were to unfortunately happen. However, we also don't typically expect to need it, much like with insurance. We buy it superstitiously, hoping it'll never come to that.
Well, it just prevents
but
something.
We have it, just in case. The tragic reality, though, is that security cameras pick up the horrors of humanity from attacks
all
to
the time,
even the last breaths people take. When seeing such footage, there's a strange sensation of seeing what isn't for us to see, as if we were peeking through someone's window.
I like this intro.
The following cases will show the true eeriness that emanates from security footage that precedes or follows disturbing fates.
I like his build-ups. That's really well done the way he does that. That gets you ready for some creepy shit, man. All right, here we go. I don't know what the hell we're gonna see here, man. Prepare yourselves. Get ready.
Missy Bevers was a 45-year-old fitness instructor. She was married to Brandon Bevers and was the mother of 3 children. Additionally, she was a very active member of her community and held early morning fitness classes at the Creekside Church of Christ in Midlothian, Texas. At around 4 in the morning on April 18th, 2016...
Oh, wow. 2016. I thought this would be like old footage. This is pretty... Oh, this video's from 2020. That's why. Okay.
She was brutally murdered at the Creekside Church of Christ.
Fuck.
As she was preparing for one of her classes. It's alleged that she had not been at the church for long before she was murdered. She was then subsequently found an hour later by her students. However, the motion-activated security cameras at the church picked up a highly peculiar occurrence.
Whoa.
A person had entered the church in full SWAT gear,
Whoa.
even with police written on the individual's back.
What the hell?
Due to the getup, it's still to this day unclear whether it was a man or a woman. In the footage, the individual is seen wielding a hammer, which eventually would be the murder weapon.
What the fuck?
According to the police reports, Bevers died due to multiple puncture wounds to her head and chest. The individual is seen walking along hallways, opening doors, peering, and most likely looking for Bevers.
What the fuck? Look at him. The way he's like walking around, stumbling around, it almost looks like he's in a trance the way he's behaving.
It's important to note the killer's gait. Their right foot is consistently turned outwards, making their walk uneven and rather specific. It's alleged that Missy and her husband Brandon were having both marital and financial issues. At the time of her murder, Brandon was on a fishing trip 600 miles away from Midlothian. An additionally peculiar detail is that a Nissan Altima was spotted in the church parking lot from 1:58 a.m. to 2:04 a.m. There is no identification of the owner of the car or why anyone was there in the first place. As always, people on the internet have come up with theories about who committed the murder. A popular take is that Randy, Missy Bevers' father-in-law, is culpable. The first aspect is that the individual in the footage was somewhere between 5'2" and 5'7". Though this is a rather large range, it is said that Randy fits the height and weight displayed in the footage. Secondly, when comparing the footage from the church and footage of Randy, the gait seems similar, with an emphasis on the right foot. In side-by-side footage, there is a defined and uncanny similarity.
Oh, shit.
Thirdly, there were reports that Missy was cheating on her husband and had flirtatious interactions with another individual on social media. Missy was also on LinkedIn, where she allegedly received a creepy message from an unknown individual. Some believe that due to Missy and Brandon's struggle, Randy had a vested interest in killing her. In fact, just
the LinkedIn thing, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. People do creepy shit all the time on the internet and it's fucked up, but yeah, that guy kind of does look like the guy in the camera with the way he moves, right?
A few days after her murder, Randy reportedly brought a XXL women's shirt stained with blood to the cleaners. His justification to account for the blood was from a dog injury. Surprisingly, his vet actually confirmed this. Lastly, people were also suspicious because he was allegedly out of town as well. What were the odds that both father and son were out of town in two separate places the exact night Missy was killed? To this day, we still have no answers.
Wow.
Seriously Strange will resume right after this shout out to our sponsor.
An ad. I knew it. I gotta skip it. Oh, wait. It's that VPN shit. Everyone does that VPN ad stuff. Everybody does. Yeah, it's still going. This is still the ad. Yep, Simply Safe. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay. Humongous shout out to this guy. He found a way. I don't even know how you do this. You see what he did? He created chapters in his video. So once you've watched it and you want to skip the ad, you just go right to the next story. That is neat. I don't even know how he does that because I don't know how to do that. Okay, excellent. We're on to the next one. Cool. I like this. All right, excellent. I'm going to split the part for YouTube just so everybody knows. Hold on.